Welcome to We Love Deck Builders, the podcast dedicated to empowering deck industry pros to construct a thriving business. Join your host, April Edwards, founder of Deck Builder Marketers, as she brings you a cheat sheet of industry secrets and strategies that promise to boost your deck building business. Whether you're a battle-tested pro or just starting your entrepreneurial journey, this podcast is your arsenal for expert insights and actionable advice. So tune in and let's carve a path to business growth, one insight at a time.
Welcome to We Love Deck Builders. I'm April Edwards, your host, and I'm thrilled to welcome Steve Guiffre from Trex today. As a leader in contractor development at Trex, Steve has had a front row seat to see what the most successful deck builders are doing to stand out and thrive. Trex works closely with deck builders of all sizes, and today he's here to share his insights on what top deck builders are doing right now, key resources Trex offers to help them grow, and how you can build a strong brand in a competitive market. So let's dive in. Welcome, Steve. Thanks so much for being here.
Appreciate it, April. It's wonderful to be here.
Awesome. So, Steve, let's just start. I want to understand your role a little bit more at Trex. Tell me a little bit more about it and what your day-to-day looks like working with deck builders.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I've been with Trex for now 23 years, so it's been quite a duration, a fun and wild ride at times. Very appreciative of that. So in this role, it's wonderful to me because there's really no typical day. It's kind of a crapshoot sometimes when you're in front of the computer or you're out riding in the territory or, helping a partner do some different things. Each day is going to bring its own triumphs and challenges. I love dealing with all of our channel partners, but most specifically our contractors and deck builder partners is the most rewarding for me. Helping them with anything from custom marketing plans all the way to maybe just welcoming a new pro into the channel in our program. It's exciting to me, and I really value those opportunities.
Have you always been in this role, or have you experienced some different roles at Trex over the years?
So I've had the fortune, I guess you should say, for my whole professional career, I've worked here. I started out an analyst role at a corporate office way back in the early 2000s. And from there, I moved to the New Jersey territory as what we would call a sales associate. In that territory, I did a lot of interaction with contractors, which New Jersey's a great territory. New Jersey, Southern New York, Long Island, because there are just such a dearth of folks out there. Our product was really in its infancy in a lot of ways. So there were some lessons learned as well as some successes gained along the way. From there, I graduated to a sales rep and an account manager role down in the Carolinas, specifically North Carolina. I covered Southern Virginia for some time as well. Spent roughly 20 years doing that, really working as grassroots as I could with contractors, but also builders, dealers, and wholesale distributors throughout the channel. And I was fortunate enough to be offered and accept this role almost 2 years ago now. And moving geography just a little bit up to the mid-Atlantic, but I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a change of pace. There's a lot of stuff to digest, but like I said, each and every day brings something different, a new challenge, and hey, why not go after it, right?
Yeah. I mean, you've been there for a while, and it sounds like you've gotten to work with a bunch of different people throughout the industry. So I have to imagine that you've got a lot of value to bring to these guys.
Yeah. And listen, far be it from me to say I know everything, because that's not really what I'm here to tell everybody. But the thing is that likely there's been somebody in a similar sort of scenario, whether it's extreme high success or, possibly maybe the lowest of lows potentially. So maybe I can lend some credence to what it is you're doing and give you some perspective.
Yeah. So I always tell people that Trex is the Kleenex of composite decking. What's the bigger picture for deck builders, and how does Trex support deck builders from business growth perspective?
Yeah, great question. 30 years of hard work from Trex and investment has allowed us to become the industry leader. Certainly something we don't take lightly. For our partners and potential partners to be able to align their company with the world leader in outdoor living products, I think is invaluable. We're going to provide you a platform with unmatched benefits and notoriety known as Trex Pro. It elevates their brand, and it's going to provide some valuable estimate requests and leads, as well as offering a complete buffet of premium marketing assets and an industry-leading labor warranty.
Nice terminology. I'm going to have to use that one. Marketing buffet. Hey, bring it
I
on. I
do my
like it.
best. I do my best.
So you've had the chance to work with deck builders all across the industry. From your perspective, what are some of the things that most successful deck builders are doing to stand out? And then are there any strategies or habits that really separate them from the pack?
Again, an excellent question. Elevating your brand and creating differentiation certainly aren't easy things, right? People see apples to apples or everything is the same. They assume same quality. And that's, really something we want people to get out of the mindset and habit of. I think first you have to decide what's your mission as a company, and then you need to articulate it. Do you build the highest volume of projects? Do you exactly replicate your client's vision, or do you just build to a budget? Because all three are valuable and they can be valuable in different ways. First thing I would do is I would write it down and I would decide as a company and as a team to own that. From there, any decisions and actions you make should reinforce what your mission is. Everywhere from how far do I travel from my home office to what exactly is the best marketing approach for me. I think it's also very intelligent to partner with your suppliers and your vendors in order to drive deeper. You're going to achieve more as a group of folks than you are individually, and that's been proven time over time. And I believe in that manner, resources will find their way to your door.
So never hurts to ask, right? Reach out for support. But I am really interested to learn a little bit more about the program and some of these resources that you're talking about. So just let's go into it. Like, how does it work if a deck builder wants to sign up? Or do you guys reach out to them? Do they reach out to you? And then, if you want to kind of dive into what that looks like and some of the resources that are available for them, I think that'd be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. So it can happen in reciprocal ways. The deck builder is certainly welcome to reach out first, knowing that they would like to further their business, certainly in the realm of outdoor living. We do talk to our channel partners, like I mentioned before, whether it's a local dealer, wholesale distributor, about folks that may be interested or qualified to be into the program. So there's no wrong answer there. At the base, Trex Pro is a program designed to connect homeowners who are interested in our products with qualified builders. We're going to give those builders, those Trex Pros, increased exposure, which is certainly big, some great business building tools, customer service assistance when needed, and that industry best labor warranty program. Trex Pros are all going to receive a profile page on two different platforms. We've got both Trex.com and Dex.com, where we'll have a showcase for their business. Each page is going to have their logo, which is important, no matter the size of your business, real Trex projects, and real ratings and reviews from clients who've actually transacted with you. You're going to receive qualified leads as part of the program through our system and through our portal. This is going to offer also some access to sales and marketing tools, whether it's direct mail, truck and vehicle wraps, or customized both physical and digital assets. And from there, the Trex Pros are also welcome to promote, whether it's through our specific physical literature or digitally, the labor warranty that they can offer the end clients.
And so you have a few different levels in the program. So I have to assume that depending on what level you're in, the resources might be different.
Yeah, that is correct. So at the base, we have Trex Pro. And Trex Pro is when you enter the program. There are some volume thresholds to get to the upper tier levels, as well as some other qualifications that go into that. But we do have folks that are initially in the program start at that level. There's certainly the advice that's given and doled out by our local representatives, our national and regional marketing teams, our contractor development teams, as well as they do have access through the portal to some of these assets. As you graduate to the gold level and then the platinum level, you're allowed larger geographies in which to market your business with those profile pages. You're allowed some co-op marketing funds, which start to kick in at the gold level, and then they double at the platinum level. And your service area, like I said, it more than doubles, and then it goes much, much higher than that at the platinum level for maximum exposure. Your labor warranty coverage goes essentially anywhere from double to 10 times what it could be, depending on the level that you're at.
So I have to admit, I personally feel like I'm hearing that deck builders are getting a lot more leads from you guys recently. Have there been any changes to the way that you guys have approached things, or is that just kind of, maybe just circumstantial that, it seems that way from my perspective?
Some of it's a product of the marketplace. I mean, again, we go into, as you know, good and down economies, depending on both time of the year. There's a little bit of a cyclical nature in some markets, also to, election years and things like that may have some effect on it. I have to say, in terms of our marketing, both the national and even drilling down locally, you're probably seeing more and more Trex ads, whether it's you're on Google, possibly social media endeavors. We do run national advertising campaigns on places like Major League Baseball and the Golf Network. So I think a lot of those efforts have started to really kind of shake the trees, for lack of a better way to put it. And I think a lot of that fruit is falling into the laps of our partners. We've also recently included on those profile pages a get an estimate button. So instead of kind of a generic search to where homeowners are looking through a list of qualified folks and maybe sending out notes to each one of those, they're choosing specific contractors and directly messaging them, to which, again, they can view this information in the portal and then also find out a little bit more about their project. So they're much, much more serious and much more vetted leads, which we're proud of.
Yeah. So guys, I mean, if you're listening, and we do have a question here, so I'm going to get to that in a second from Ugly Ducks in Canada, but leverage their marketing budget. They're doing a really good job at advertising to the consumer to bring the awareness. And so, that's less that you have to do to explain, the benefits of composite decking and stuff like that. And there was actually an ad that showed up in my social media last week, and I said, well, it's good marketing. I don't know if you saw me post that, but I was just like, it's good marketing. And it was great. It was a picture of, I think, a dad and a daughter, like holding hands, walking on the deck and enjoying being outside together. And that's the type of painting that you want to, picture you want to paint when you are trying to sell a luxury service. It's not, hey, we are quality craftsmanship, it's, no, enjoy this bit, enjoy spending more time with your family outdoors, And so I really admired the ad. I thought it did a good job, and just, one picture to summarize all of that.
Yeah, no, they marketing, to be fair, did a phenomenal job with that. The first time I saw the television ad, and again, I'm going to fully confess, full disclosure, maybe I get a little wimpy. I have 2 daughters, and it did almost bring me to tears. It's a progression of a daughter from basically as an infant all the way to where her father's giving her away at her wedding. And, as a father myself, it's tugged at the heartstrings really hard. And I'm not, my ears aren't water, and I'm trying to cover up and stuff. So a little embarrassing, but hey, that's the work, as you're fully aware of, that the good marketing and advertising can do for you.
Yeah, you gotta pull on those heartstrings and make that emotional connection no matter what. So
absolutely.
So Ugly Ducks in Canada, I think he's looking to see who he can talk to in order to join the program. So do you want to run through that?
Yeah, absolutely. So more than happy to be put in touch with Ugly Ducks. What part of Canada does it say he's in?
If you are listening, where are you in Canada, Ugly Ducks? And we will get you connected.
Because we do have both in Eastern Canada. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my cell phone, so I apologize for looking down. We do have a manager, a contractor programs manager, both Eastern and Western Canada. And I'd be more than happy to put them in touch, to provide the phone number, email address, or contractor managers is also another way to get to us. The link on Trex.com, as well as the QR code that we can share. Would it be pertinent to share you? There you go. You beat me to it.
There we go. Yep. So QR code, and then Trex.com/resources/Trex-Pro/ become a Trex Pro. That's a hefty link, but if you just scroll down to the bottom of the page, there's, on any page in the footer, there's the link to become a pro. And so you fill that out, and it sounds like maybe, and I'm just assuming here, maybe when he tried reaching out before. Oh, he's in Alberta, by the way.
That is in Eastern Canada, I believe, correct?
I don't know. I have to Google. I'm not. I don't know.
I'm trying with the geography. I can even post. I could post the information or my information if it's worth it. So,
sure.
have them
Okay,
reach
well,
out.
we'll make sure that you're taking care of their ugly ducks. Thanks so much for chiming in. We want to make sure that everybody can fully take advantage of the program here. So I'm kind of curious if what are the best ways he said it's Western. We better get our geography right next time.
Wow. I thought I was better than that. I'm lacking, sorely
Oh,
lacking here.
gosh.
I got to go back to geography class.
Because I don't know about having a podcast at 8:30 on a Monday anymore.
Sorry, I'll get rid of some of the glare here.
What are some of the best ways to fully leverage the resources that you offer? And are there specific tools or areas that you think that deck builders should focus on?
And obviously, we went over lead generation from Trex is always going to be there for our contractor partners. But you're also going to get the support of some of our channel partners and our local and national experts that work at and are affiliated with Trex. Since each market is unique, we're going to offer some custom co-branded items that I think a lot of the deck builders can take advantage of. The Trex Ad Builder Assets, which is access through our portal, offers everything from social media content all the way to vehicle wraps. I mentioned before, co-op funding is awarded to our premium partners to help for the subsidization of these tactics. And you always want to communicate back with your homeowner. So as you receive these leads and you're able to finish up a wonderful project, definitely interact with our systems. They're not very difficult at all. Make sure to register that warranty and get the execution of both the product and the labor warranty with those applicable products for your clients.
Do you find that there's some deck builders that are kind of struggle to do that step so that they can leverage all of the benefits?
Yeah, there is. And listen, I love our industry for a number of reasons. One of the things that we're famous for in this industry is the nostalgia and the history that it's gone through. People tend to do what their grandparents did in this industry, then their father or mother, all the way to current, and even maybe their son or daughter who's taking over the business. This is the way we've always done it. So there's a big sense of that tradition and history there. Maybe there's a look in us and an effort in us to change some of that, but it's all in the mode for the better. I believe the more information and the more effort that you can put into this system, the more you're going to get rewarded. And also allow these systems that have been built for you to do both the communication, the follow-up, and any execution you can. It's going to make you look like an all-star a larger percentage of the time. Trust me, I take advantage of our systems all the time.
So can you expand on that? You said the system has automated follow-up?
Yeah. So in the Trex Pro portal, once you complete a project, you would just have the vitals. Who is it? Where are they located? How large is the project and what color is it? Did they use railing? What color and how many linear feet? Do include an email address because that's typically the best method of contact. Once you hit submit in the system, it will trigger to send an email automatically to your client's inbox. The email will congratulate them for having a beautiful new project built by the specific deck builder. It will provide those details of the project in the lines of text. And then it allows for a survey. It asks that client, will you please review your deck builder? Do them a favor, provide them with this great feedback so that they can widen that word of mouth. Most people will tell you their best method of leads is word of mouth. And it's very hard for us to challenge that, nor do I want to, right? People want to work in their local neighborhoods, their local cities and places like that. But allow us to expand that word of mouth even further to maybe people that have recently moved there. It might be a cousin they've never talked to. It might be the neighbor next door that's even very shy and doesn't want to walk next door, seeing that a project is being built. So,
yeah. So far, you also talked about helping them with a marketing plan. They get social media graphics, obviously leads because you're showcasing their business on a couple different websites, truck wraps. Now, what's that process like? Are you guys doing the design or how does that work?
we've been through iterations of this a little bit and purposefully, right? Sometimes the only way you learn is to encounter some challenges. And we found that the best way is a turnkey option through our marketing firm that actually will solicit all the information necessary, including vehicle type, license plate number, VIN number, the actual design that they'd like to execute. So would they like a portion of it wrapped? Would they like a full vehicle wrap? Would they like just the tailgates done? Logos that they want to use. Certainly they need to be using their company logo. And we have a couple of set designs that are very easy to plug in Pacific Deck Builders logo. Or if they want something a little bit more custom, they're welcome to design it. They could use our third-party firm to help them with some of that design process. Third-party firm will create the actual asset, and then we'll send it to a vendor of their choice locally to go ahead and get the execution handled.
Wow. So they do have to find a vendor, or do you have certain vendors in, various cities that you've worked with before that you could recommend?
We've worked with some before, but traditionally we do lean on the Trex pros because a lot of them will have a relationship with those vendors, or they'll know somebody that does custom decals, detailing in the marketplace. They can do it for both affordably as well as, they have a level of trust there. I had one recently that we did up in the state of New Jersey where the gentleman, it was a little outside the box, the van that he did. And it was mostly logo based, which is just fine by me. Sometimes white space means a lot more than graphics. And he was more than excited to get this executed by the actual vendor of his choice.
Nice. Very nice. So what about like merch, shirts and hats and things like that? You guys also offer that type of co-branded material?
Absolutely. The merchandising is large for a lot of folks because it's both their physical branding out in the field, and it is, by extension, physical branding of ours. So we do have a third-party firm we work with. They're phenomenal folks. I've dealt with them for a number of years now. And what they'll do is they have a catalog of product on the website for Trex branded items. If you drill in a little further, there will be co-branded items for anything from Trex pros to golds or platinum contractors. And as you can imagine, the catalog, as you go up the chain, opens itself up a little bit more. But you can do anything from the very simplistic, potentially T-shirts, whether they're long or short sleeve, all the way up to some of the other efforts they have are Carhartt jackets, for example, some of the hats, including both the winter hats or toboggans. We've seen some really unique stuff out there from our Trex pros. And we don't ignore the ladies in this as well. There's a number of co-branded offerings for the females out there.
Great. Any other co-branded stuff that we haven't talked about, like business cards or
Absolutely.
Video? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And this is back through the third party marketing arm that we have. They offer everything from co-branded business cards to one of our newest offerings is co-branded brochures. So the Trex Pro can actually upload their company logo, their mission, and potentially even things like a QR code to an actual brochure that we either drop ship or they have printed locally. There are some other items, obviously custom yard signs. We did mention the vehicle wraps as well. And we've even delved into the digital realm to where they can put their logo out there additionally through some social media and some search efforts.
Very good. Search efforts. Oh, no. Now you got my curiosity here. So can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, we have a digital media campaign that is something new for this past year where we offer a couple of different tactics. One is through Google Performance Max, which is an AI lead generation tool. The second portion of that is through Meta Lead Gen. And as everybody knows, Meta, again, the assets include Facebook and Marketplace and some of those. Both platforms are a little bit different in the way they go about both targeting those particular consumers and then that journey that they go on to end up either in your inbox or in your Meta Business Manager account. But both have proved pretty effective in terms of not only impressions, but good quality leads out there.
So really helping them, market their business 360 degrees. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So those are paid ads on Google and Facebook, basically.
Yeah, they are definitely paid ads. And we want to also, and you're very cognizant of this being a veteran of the industry, there's got to be a synergy in what you do. So everything from those wearables to potentially vehicle wraps, yard signs, things of that nature, all the way to your digital efforts. People start to see that logo and, they really start to believe these folks must do great work because they're everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, and they're pro, So one of
Exactly.
the things we do when we bring on a new client is we look to see what their offline branding looks like and their online. And, we put together a brand style guide. And the point is to make it all nice and cohesive and
Yeah.
consistent so that wherever you show up, your brand is being imprinted into their mind, which is important because if someone's going to drop, fifty to $100,000 on a project, I mean, they're going to need to see you a few times before they commit, And if you're showing up differently everywhere, then it's just disconnected, broken, and hard to remember. So
Yeah.
really,
What is it they say? Somebody needs to see a brand 7 times in order for it to be recognized and for you to recall it.
yep,
So we're definitely trying to feed into that mantra as well.
yeah. So let's talk about, I'm really interested to know if there's a particular contractor. I mean, you don't have to say who it is, but if there's somebody in particular that's really thrived through the program, and if so, what steps did they take to get good results? And what can some of our listeners learn from their experience?
Yeah, and I do love these sort of questions because there are a number of great folks out there that have been incredible before the program and then continue to excel as they're part of it. I don't mind sharing with you one of the folks that I think has really done this. Amazing Decks of PA. They're located out of Ambler, Pennsylvania. I think they're a wonderful example that a lot of you, our contractor pros, as well as just the general deck builders out there, should strive to follow. The team up there, they have a complete understanding of their mission. They do operate on the premium end of the market. These are the folks that will bend and curve boards on your job site. But by the same token, they're doing what they can to promote that. They really do understand what being a Trex Pro Platinum partner means, the way they represent our brand out in their market. Their showroom is an absolute marvel. I mean, if you go in there, it's representative of the projects that they build out there. And you can, again, walk right in or set an appointment. They have a great engagement in our portal, and it's reflective of what a market leader should be. The estimate leads that come in, they're given extreme priority and they're followed up on, sometimes within a couple of minutes basis. So they're on top of it. They strive for a flawless build. And after they do such, they follow through with those project warranty registrations, which again, think about your journey as a consumer. Especially when you purchase something premium, you want, upon completion of that project, you want to see your warranty. You want to see some sort of completion when you hand over that final check. You also want to take advantage as the installer of those general feelings of euphoria that you have with a brand new, shiny, in this case, outdoor living space, right? So go ahead and get the information in their hands as soon as possible and ask them for the review. Was there anything here that wasn't 5-star? And the hope is if they hand over a check, especially a sizable one, that the answer to that will be a resounding no. And they can't wait to get in there. We have maximum 3 questions on our reviews. And when they hit submit, those again are reflected on the website. I think these are the things that keep Amazing Decks at the paramount of their market and at the paramount of our program. And they continue to grow their business year after year.
So what I'm hearing a lot is it's a partnership. I mean, you could give them leads.
100%.
They're not going to follow up with them. Why would you continue to give them leads? I mean, you're going to focus your efforts on, the people that are coming to the table as well and getting back to the leads right away and following throughout the entire process. So that to me is the takeaway, I think, like that, the highlight for, these guys maybe to hear.
You may, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised at the number of leads that we see still pending in the system. And it's disheartening sometimes. We do throw a lot of effort, the money, the effort, everything that goes into it with the best intention of connecting somebody who genuinely interested. And it could be a small project or it could be the Taj Mahal of all Taj Mahals. And to see those go unfulfilled, to see a lead come back through the system a second time and somebody say, hey, nobody's contacted me. There is a level of frustration we experience. And that's why we try to work on the engagement piece of it here. And listen, we understand different strokes for different folks, but we're willing and we're here to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. So a couple more questions here, just because you talk to so many deck builders. And I think it's really, it's really helpful to learn from others that, have learned along the way too. So how do you think that deck builders can position themselves as premium deck builders by using Trex products in their marketing? And then are there any tips on how they can communicate the value of using higher quality materials to potential clients?
I've had the fortunate circumstance to be associated with the industry leader for as long as I've been around. And our brand has been synonymous with quality for roughly 3 decades now, and it holds a lot of esteem in the consumer's mind. So our premium decking products, that's Trex Transcend, Trex Lineage, and Trex Signature decking, they're all going to carry a 50-year product as well as a 50-year fade and stain warranty that goes along with that. Our railing products, the Transcend and Signature lines, have the beautiful and unmatched aesthetics, and they carry a 25-year warranty for that peace of mind for the client. If the deck builder is certified as a Trex Pro, utilizing these two products in conjunction, these qualifying products, are going to double that labor warranty, something I spoke to a little bit before. I would make sure to highlight both my standing and my partnership with the industry leader, and the fact that they're willing to extend both on a piece of paper and in action, that they'll back my quality installation for the duration promised.
Yeah. Wow. So another thing that I'm interested to know about too is, I mean, apart from all of the resources and benefits that you also have this Trex Pro certification. So it sounds like they can work with you to even improve their skills, on top of enhancing their marketing efforts. Can you talk about that a little bit more?
Yeah, for our Trex Pro network and contractors in general, we do and are more than happy to do field demonstrations. We offer something called Trex University as well, which is a full immersion in our products and our company. It's about a day-and-a-half process. And again, we support that financially, but we'll give you forum to check out everything it is that we do, including product programs, marketing, as well as see the products made, which is absolutely an enlightenment. In addition to that, you'll get some fellowship time with us as well as some of our channel partners. So it really does make for a great experience. But the Trex Pro designation definitely is a badge of status that our partners wear with pride. I mean, to be fully transparent. We do have great marketing assistance, both with our contractor programs team, as well as our marketing team and their expertise. They drill in obviously more of the mind of the consumer, but that's again where we want to go when we're a Trex Pro partner, is how do we access all these consumers that Trex has been talking to. That turnkey experience we offer with our marketing third party through Ad Builder has been something a number of our folks continue to take advantage of. Again, if you're looking at a direct mail piece potentially, if you want to do some of that local marketing digitally, or maybe a postcard campaign, you can actually drill down to specific addresses if you provide us with a list. Even showrooms, think about that. You have a space, whether it's a spot on the floor or potentially a wall that's being unutilized. Let's go ahead and let's provide you with something of value for your brand and our brand to help you drive deeper. And each of these efforts is crafted to deliver those maximum results for our partners.
Wow. So impressive. I'm so curious if there's any listeners here. Did you know about all this? I'm curious. I want to know if everybody is fully maximizing all of the benefits that you guys have. And it sounds like, it really is a nice partnership where you guys are collaborating to figure out how to support one another.
Absolutely. We don't survive without all of our channel partners, but it is truly where the battle takes place at the kitchen table. And we want to be partnered with folks. There's no greater joy for us than to see somebody succeed in their market and then really grow and expand. And then we have conversations with folks. One comes to mind where specifically they were a pressure washer. This is over roughly 20 years ago. And it wasn't in a market that I covered, but I recently heard this story. So he was approached by our team out there, and he said, really, all I do is pressure wash. And he was very young. He was in his 20s. And they said, listen, we think you have what it takes to be involved in this program. And we're not sure of the level where you'll end up. And that's not really important at this point in time. This point in time is to maybe change your mindset a little bit and to go through an avenue that's Might be a little bit frustrating at times, but can be extremely rewarding. And there's some partnership and assets we can provide you along the way. Fast forward roughly, like I said, 20 years or so, he's now the highest level of platinum in one of our larger markets in Detroit.
Wow. I bet I know who that is.
I bet you do too.
That's pretty impressive. And you said 20 years, like just going from being a pressure washer. I'm interested. Do you see averages in terms of people escalating in the program, as far as how long that typically takes? And I'm sure that's a hard question because everyone's business is different.
Yeah, it is. And it depends on how much you embrace, like everything else. It depends on how much you embrace what's going on. And again, knowing that there might be a little bit of difficulty in rebranding. One of the partners I had locally to the Raleigh market comes to mind, to where I did meet him again as a pressure washer. And nothing against the business. There's great margins to be made. It's a little bit of a different mindset, right? There's a little bit more volume sometimes that's worked into it. But he made the conscious decision to go ahead and change his mindset to start to do structures, outdoor living projects, decks and porches. He has, in 2 years, he moved into a platinum standing with us and has been thriving and excelling ever since. In fact, we're helping him with a rebrand of his company currently. And I think it's going pretty well. He just got some apparel last time I spoke with him. So they were excited about that.
Yeah, that's when it becomes real, like when you can actually see it.
Yeah.
Cool. So are there any new updates or initiatives or just any upcoming opportunities within the contractor program you'd be excited to share with our listeners?
Absolutely. At Trex, we're always innovating, and that doesn't just go with products. And you will see a number of new product innovations, both recently and coming up here for 2025. But we've announced co-branded brochure offering that I went over before, to where the Trex Pro can truly customize it with their name, logo, mission, and potentially those QR codes. In addition to that, those digital media campaigns being a hyper-local focus and bringing those quality leads to their door is what we'd like to do. One of the huge things that we're doing, and this may be extremely new to most ears in the industry, is we are going to be enhancing our labor warranty for Trex Pro partners. It'll be effective January 1st. It will encompass our premium products. And for those builders who have been using our decking and railing, we have a new fastening program. If the fasteners are included, that labor warranty escalates.
Very cool. Very cool.
Exciting times.
Yeah. So we probably covered this a little bit, but I did just want to open up the floor in case that we missed anything. But for somebody that's just thinking about joining the program or just getting started with it, do you have any advice that you would help them to start strong and, get the most value out of the membership?
Absolutely. It starts with reaching out to our team. That contractor manager's email, the QR code, as well as the link are great places to go. Talk to your local channel support, or if you know your Trex rep, please reach out, because again, we want to get behind you and your business. We want to understand, what are your goals in partnering with us? Again, Trex Pros go anywhere from maybe 1 or 2 projects a year, all the way escalating to our largest platinum registered this past year, almost 3,000 projects in 1 year. So again, it's not a one size fits all. I do like to stress that, because sometimes people get discouraged. Please don't be. We always do ask you why you want to be a Trex Pro, and that gets behind your underlying motivations for the partnership that you'd like. We are looking for folks who want to align with us. Again, we've said that once or twice, and I think it's a recurring theme here that's extremely important. And then once you're in the program, engage with us. Communication at the very lowest level. Return a phone call, an email, or a text, right? Because that's the expectation that we have when a client reaches out to you. So we want to reciprocate that once we're reached out to, as well as Trex employees. Utilize our marketing tools and some of the things that we have out there in terms of branding. Remember, being co-branded with the leader has never been a bad thing. So to align your brand with somebody that's been around successfully for 30 years and done it, I would say there's almost nothing better that you can do. And then let's allow the machine to work for you. Register those projects, get those great reviews and surveys, and allow the machine to keep turning and repeating itself to where you're getting more and more leads and you're growing alongside us.
The machine, you guys, it's not just a partnership, it's a machine. Seems like it's pretty well oiled too.
Pretty
I'd
well,
love
pretty
if there's
decent job.
any I'd love if there's any listeners to, pop in and let us know what your experience has been like. Bobby had a question here. He said, there's a wide range of views on how the economy is performing. What are you hearing from contractors about their view on the economy? Are they optimistic about the upcoming year?
Yeah, and it really is regional in a lot of ways with that. So, full disclosure, I cover the Mid Atlantic region. So, that extends in Trex language anywhere from roughly the Outer Banks of North Carolina all the way up to the Hudson Valley, the west side of the Hudson Valley in New York, including the whole state of Pennsylvania. There are certain markets that already started to backpedal this past year plus, just in the amount of leads and the amount of exposure. Remember, nobody necessarily needs a deck or a porch unless, it's fallen down or something. It's not akin to having food, clothing, and shelter. So that's the first thing that you have to realize is what we provide isn't necessarily a necessity. That being said, we find even with the escalating mortgage rates and some of the insurity in the economy, that people are reinvesting in their dwellings. And just kind of similar in a way, but not to the extent, certainly. We were taken aback by COVID demand, I think, just like about everybody else was. And I think based on where our mindset was at in those years from about 2020 to 2022, roughly, people couldn't handle the amount of leads coming in. Let's be honest, let's be fair. In the majority of markets, it was a great time for many folks. There were champagne bottles popped and there were many deck boards put down, right? Just to be fair. I think having a reset in our expectations in the marketplace is extremely important. So looking at your business year over year might not be as apt as looking at it versus what it might have been in 2019. I know that's really kind of long-winded, hopefully a little bit circular to get back to the logic. Now, what I can offer there is it is a really important time. April and I were discussing before the call. You need to reinvest in your business. Get your name out there. Again, repeat logos, whether it's something that you're doing on television, whether it's a revamp of a showroom, whether it's home shows, which is almost as grassroots as they get, right? And then getting that good word of mouth, capturing that. And I think that's extending that out to the population at large is going to help feed you more projects. And then again, the hope is that you're in a scenario to where you can choose the jobs. You have so much business coming in. Not saying it's always going to be a reality, but again, partnering with some of your vendors and some of your manufacturer partners, if they're good, they should try to make that as much of a reality as they can for you.
Yeah. And I mean, I always say if everyone's pulling back because of fear, anxiety, or whatever with the economy, it's your opportunity to stand out, And so I love that you recommended for, folks to invest into their businesses right now. So I love that. Do you have any thoughts on, any trends that you think are going to shape the future of the decking industry?
Yeah, at Trex, our mantra is engineering what's next in outdoor living. And I think we're fully immersed in that. I can tell you color, texture, and style preferences are going to change. And it's almost on a cyclical basis. Think of clothing trends, right? What was popular back in the 70s and 80s sometimes has kind of recycled itself and come back into popularity. Now, product life cycles and color popularities don't tend to go that far of a longevity of recycling themselves. But to be fair, those are hard to keep on the forefront. And I give our product management and our research teams all the credit in the world because literally it can change on almost a daily or monthly basis. I would say this. I think brands, as they become stronger and stronger, are going to also be more and more important to the end consumer. Companies that have been around, that have backed their products, that have backed their installers for a long time, that's going to be to their advantage. In addition to that, I think things like system selling are going to be really important. So think of if you've got 4 different manufacturers' products on a job site, that can be extremely confusing. It can lead to less of an ease of the sales process. And it's also going to hurt profits in some ways, just because of the fact of the time it takes, the sourcing of the materials. What should I do if there's a labor a labor issue? Well, you got to contact this party for this and this party for this. This really kind of streamlines everything into a funnel and makes it a more digestible offering for the end client. In addition, knowing your vendor partner has your back with things like labor warranties, I think is going to be something that consumers really going to value as time goes on.
Well, so much, so much. I really appreciate everything. I think that this was extremely beneficial. Thank you again. And for all of the deck builders out there, I think this episode really highlights some powerful strategies for growth, outside of just buying products from a manufacturer, right? I mean, you've really shared some amazing key benefits that these guys need to be taken advantage of. So, always look out and make sure that you get the right tools and the right partnerships. I'm going to bring up this slide again. So if anybody is interested, you can scan this QR code if you're watching the video here. Otherwise, Become a Trex Pro is a link at the bottom of the website. And then Contractor Managers at Trex.com is somebody that you could use to find a local rep. So did we cover everything? Is there anything else that you think would be beneficial for the listeners? And then do you want to highlight anything else in terms of getting started that we haven't talked about already?
Definitely follow us on social media. Facebook is Trex Company. Instagram is Trex Company as well. We have a wonderful offering on our YouTube page for both installation videos, customer testimonials, as well as some of the different product comparisons and some assets there. We have a marketing resources page that I will be more than happy to share as well with folks that are interested. It's exhaustive of everything from ad copy to execution of displays, even in dealer showrooms.
Wow. So much, you guys. Unbelievable. So the email, again, contractor managers at Trex.com, become a Trex Pro, and follow them on social media. And it looks like they've got a ton of assets available for you. So check those out on YouTube. And as always, if you guys found today's episode helpful, please follow and subscribe to We Love Deck Builders, wherever you listen to podcasts. We're here for tips, strategies, and insights to help you grow a stronger business. Thanks again, Steve, and to all of our listeners tuning in. Until next time.
Thanks, April. Thank you for what you do for the industry. You guys are great.
Awesome. Nice to have you, Steve.
Take care.
Bye.
Hey, deck building community. Enjoyed the show? Hit subscribe and give us your thoughts. We love hearing from you. Ready to level up your business? Visit deckbuildermarketers.com. Check out our services and let's build your success together. Don't forget to download our free guides. They're a game changer. Thanks for tuning in to We Love Deck Builders, and see you on the next episode.